Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I have missed you all so much, so much, so much. You have no idea how much I have missed you guys. Thank you all. Hello, welcome. Thanks all for being here. How are you all doing? Okay, I gotta give you guys a little disclaimer here, okay? Because unlike Meghan Markle, who is highly irresponsible and will never take any responsibility for her dangerous behavior and actions, I will give you guys a warning label here because before the live here, I took a little drive over to the Grove just to run some errands and stuff around that area. And I just happened to take a stand over by Dylan's candy bar. Yeah, I just bought a whole big ass bag of candy because I'm tired from flying. And I may have had a couple of these already on the drive home before this live. So I may be a little sugar high. I may be a little bit, I don't know, messy, but unlike some irresponsible people, I am letting you all know that, well, I might get a little bit messy, okay? The sugar might kick in as we are talking. I think it's already kicked in a bit here. So heads up, am I going to transfer them into another bag? Hilarious. I love it. I love the chat. I seriously love the chat. Look, guys. So I was gone for a few days and a lot has happened. And I just wanted to jump on here and just do a little catching up on what's going on because number one, this stupid interview that Harry has given is still annoying me. There is so many things that he has said in that ridiculous whinge fest, that wine fest that just really showed him out to be a nasty, vile, treacherous, snake-like individual. Molly, Andy Cohen is an supporter. He read my email on the air stating some of her egregious behaviors, and he just said, oh, we have to support Meghan because she might be on the show. You know what's crazy? That was on Watch What Happens Live, right? Was that when because I think I saw that episode, if that's when it happened. I can't really remember, but I think it was on Watch What Happens Live, wasn't it? Something like that. Let me know. But yeah, he is a whiny little bee. So what has bothered me is that, number one, let's start here. Prince Harry claims that, his brother, his father, nobody in the royal family married for love, and that he is the only one. Please do tell me who looks like they are more in love. This is a couple who have been together for over 20 years. And you see at times, William cannot stop checking out his wife. You catch it in photos sometimes. I have a couple photos where you see him taking little glances of her behind as she's walking ahead sometimes. And I think it is so, so cute. I think it is so adorable. Hey, ORMV, how are you doing? Heads up, I'm being a little messy today. So I don't know if you saw the post that I put on your Twitter page. Go take a look. You'll have quite the laugh there. Yeah, I felt like dragging earlier. I just, yeah. But there's this couple who is in love, genuine. They are each other's rocks. You always see how these two support each other and they don't need to be clinging on to one another. And it feels like after Catherine's cancer diagnosis and her family having to go through that, you guys can't deny, like, there seems to be something new, like a newfound spark between them almost. And I feel like there is a lot of new love between those two. Oh, you saw Junior? Yeah. Junior is back on the hotlines making videos and talking again. But yeah. Tessie, thank you, says that interview was a cluster F and it proves and it proves how much the palace protected Harry. Exactly. This is why I have always said that I will give Meghan Markle her applause look, when someone has done something right, even though I don't like them, I can be adult enough to be like, look, Meghan Markle is the reason why we see the Harry now. Harry has always been a shithead. Let's be completely honest here. He's always been a little brat since he was little. I mean, we always remember when, I will never forget that video of when Diana and Charles came from their trip that they had, and Diana ran ahead so the press could get the photo of her hugging William and Harry, right? And Charles was left behind. And later on, people are like, oh, well, you never saw Charles hug them. But yeah, you did if you kept watching the scene and what went on. But you'll see in that video, I didn't pull it up this time because I just started talking about it. You'll see in that video that when Diana goes to hug William first, Harry kicks William. He gives him a kick. And I'm like, this little shithead, seriously, like what the heck? Susan says his nanny said he was born angry. Yeah. And you know what? A part of me wonders, because remember Charles's reaction when Harry was born? Oh, he's a ginger. Oh, it's a boy. And it didn't look anything like him, right? I mean, maybe he was the Pembrokes kid. Who knows? But yeah, angry and whiny. He was definitely angry and whiny for sure. Christine, thank you. Christine says, love your lives, Molly, and proud to be a member of the messy petty party. And I'm British, and thank God William was born first. Definitely thank God William was born first. And definitely thank goodness that he has found a woman like Catherine in his life who they basically keep each other grounded. Yes, they live in the royal sphere, and William is going to be king one day if, things don't get massively screwed up. But yet you see how when he interacts with people, how he interacts with children, how natural they are, just how down to earth they are. They don't need their security guard like within 2 inches of them. And there's none of that. None of that. Remember, William literally went running through Central Park in New York and nothing happened. Nothing happened. It was hilarious. This was right after Harry was complaining about his security. That's all he's been whining about. Look at this. You're trying to tell me this is true love? Oh, look, say hello to Dave the Vein here. That's popping out. Even in a blurry photo, you can see Dave the Vein. But this is not happiness. And this is at the 7-year mark. A part of me wonders if Meghan is going to try and drag this out to the 10-year mark, because California divorce laws are, if you stay after 10 years, then you get more out of it, like the woman does. So part of me feels like maybe she's doing that. Or he says, I usually hate belted coat type dresses, but that one looks stunning on her. It looks stunning because, you know why? Because it's tailored to her body and it's for her height too. It's perfectly tailored to cinch in the waist. I mean, whoever does Catherine's tailoring for her clothes is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So you see the difference. A beautifully tailored outfit, regardless of how much it is, will always look better than something that looks like it's been chewed and passed through 6 cow stomach, regurgitated, and puked right up again. That's the thing. That's what it is. You see the difference. You wear clothing that suits your body. Meghan Markle thinks that she has the same figure and height as Catherine, where we all know she's a squatty SpongeBob square-bodied 5'3" squat chicken-legged creature. She has quite a strange body shape, but you know what? She could easily work with it if she wore proper clothing and not try to always pull up her pants to her titties for some odd reason. I don't know what her obsession is with doing that. Who pulls their pants all the way up to their titties? Hold on. I got to send this photo to my ex account so I can share it with you guys here. Because this is I don't understand. Why are your pants all the way? This woman should, first of all, never be photographed from the back. And B, should never wear pants that go all the way up to her breastises because it looks like she's trying to support her breastises with her pants. Let me pull this up. I'm not body shaming or anything. I'm just being messy and petty and crazy, and that's all. Let me pull this up here. And I've got some news for you guys, okay? Hold on a second. Let me pull this one up and let me pull this one up. Here we go. Do, do, do. Meghan could easily hire a tailor. She could. But I think that she gets these clothing as freebies, or she thinks that like this, like, what is this? You are just emphasizing your squareness here. You're just emphasizing, and then these very, I don't know what her obsession is with these very long zippers, because your pants are all the way up to your boobs, okay? And then for me, like my jeans, they button right above my belly button. I don't think Meghan's belly button is all the way halfway up to her tatas. And then you've got a long zipper. It just makes your vagine look huge. I'm sorry. Is your vagine the size of the Grand Canyon? I don't understand. All of the jeans that I get have little zippers or medium-sized zippers. These zippers are full on like 12-inch zippers. Is it to, I don't know, house your beef curtains? Who knows? Maybe you got a lot of meat there. Maybe she's got extra lips and flaps and stuff from all the action she's had in Soho House. Who knows? But let's talk about this Soho House lore here, because she is showing the world just how much she doesn't give a shit about you people, and that you shouldn't watch her shows and you shouldn't copy her actions and what she does, because I'm sure by now many of you have heard that Meghan Markle has a fan of Meghan Markle's, or someone who likes her, is going to file a lawsuit for $10 million after suffering a catastrophic burn using her homemade bath salt recipe. And I remember, I think I saw like at the beginning when this person came onto Twitter, they were like tagging me in these photos, but I didn't really know what to make of it. And I didn't really want to get involved or anything. But she might have, since she's had a lot of sausages stuffed up there. I know. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I hope she wins. I hope she gets some sort of settlement, because number one, Netflix didn't put any sort of warning, any sort of disclaimer or anything like that. And this woman, like, let's be honest. Common sense is not so common these days. People do stupid things these days. Like, remember the Tide Pod challenges? Remember people were like mixing bleach or something and saying they could get rid of their pandemic issues that they had? Remember all that nonsense? So people really, like, you got to take people and just think that when you're putting out a show, just think that you're dealing with a bunch of idiots, right? Why would it be so hard for you to just throw a disclaimer at the very beginning just to say, like, do not try any of these at home or anything? It would have definitely saved Netflix from this mess that is going on now. Didn't she say the wounds won't heal? She said that her wounds have turned to be like ulcers now on her legs, and they are going to impact her now. And the thing is that a lot of Sussex Squad now are obviously attacking her, saying, well, it's her fault, she should have known. But let me read out what her lawyer said, because a lot of the channels, because I saw Dan Wooten was reporting on this, and I love that he was, but he only read out the first part of the lawyer letter. Let me read out the second part, because when I saw the fact that Meghan Markle and her lawyers are trying to invoke the First Amendment into this lawsuit and claiming that this woman has no lawsuit or no case because of First Amendment based, let me read this to you. But I was like, excuse me, is this not the same couple who are trying to ban Americans from having a First Amendment rights, freedom of speech and everything? Let me read this to you, okay? Because this will, it will like be like, what the hell? This is straight hypocrisy. So Meghan, instead of like, say, reaching out, because she always says she's such a supporter of women, she's such a global role model, she's a humanitarian, she cares about people, right? That's her whole shtick. She cares. And what Meghan does and fails all the time is that this woman could have easily, like Meghan could have easily used this situation to be a good PR spin for her for once in her life. If she didn't have her lawyer send out this stupid letter, she could have easily made this into something positive for herself. But no, Meghan always seems to shit the bed, just like how Amber Heard dropped a huge turd in Johnny Depp's bed. All the time. She seems to screw up at every single moment. She could have totally, oh my God. I'm sorry, but I looked over to the chat and I heard she had a vision like a wizard sleeve. Oh my goodness. I mean, this woman, Meghan Markle, could have taken this lady's pain, Robin Patrick, and she could have turned it into a positive PR spin for her. Okay, she could have done. I'm still laughing about the wizard sleeve. Sorry. So, okay, let me read out this letter to you, okay, because this is ridiculous. So they send out this letter. They says, "Dear Miss Patrick, this firm represents the Intellectual Property Corporation, producer with Love Meghan, the series. I write in response to your letter dated March 17, 2025, and your follow-up letter dated March 31, 2025. So clearly she wrote them letters. And instead of Meghan like reaching out to this woman and, she could have kept this quiet too. She has her lawyer send out this letter trying to scare the woman that she's got no case. I hope she doesn't get scared by this because this is absolute crap. I hope she lawyers up and she does get some sort of settlement and payout by Netflix or Archewell or Meghan Markle. But it all depends what kind of contract Meghan Markle has with Netflix too, right? Because we all know she is very shady and she will try and do everything where she can always put the blame onto someone else. Okay. So it says, concerning injuries you claim to have suffered as a result of taking a bath with bath salts that you prepared in your home after watching a clip of an episode of the series in which Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, loosely pulls together some salts and essential oils in a large jar as a gift for a guest. You claim that Netflix, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, I mean, can someone keep track of how many times she uses her titles in this ridiculous nonsense? Like it's supposed to scare. That's what she's doing. She's using the titles because she's trying to make it seem like Meghan is more powerful. So it scares the woman. Okay. That's what they're trying to do right now. So the Duchess of Sussex loosely pulls together a large jar for a guest. You claim that Netflix, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and Archewell Productions are liable in negligence for your injuries, and you seek a minimum of $75,000 in compensatory damages and $10 million in punitive damages, among other relief. Although IPC regrets to hear about any injuries you may have suffered, under the law, neither IPC, Netflix, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, nor Archewell are liable to you for your claims. Whether a person owes a duty of care to another person, as you claim, is a question of law. A person does not owe a duty to the world at large. Rather, a duty of care arises where there is a special relationship between parties, such as those involving common carriers, innkeepers, legal custodians to their charges, teachers to students, parents to children, and doctors to patients. So here Meghan's lawyers are basically saying, hey fans, since you guys aren't in her circle of friends or like close to her, we don't care. We don't care about your injuries. We don't give a shit what happened. But 100%, I would say that she is liable. You put a show out there with this information, giving this as like, these are your tips. These are what I do for my friends. Well, you don't think your fans are going to copy you? Of course they are. Which leads me to believe, remember Meghan's latest podcast with Lemonada? And she was talking about using adaptogens during her pregnancy. And I did a whole live about how dangerous it is. I just started pointing out, just wait for someone to come around and sue Meghan Markle because they listened to her Lemonada podcast. There was no warnings on that, right? Nothing at all. And then someone is going to cause some kind of harm to their unborn fetus because they listened to her. And she definitely, she could get into a lot of trouble. Lemonada podcast could get into a lot of trouble, definitely. Markle didn't even add a disclaimer. Exactly. She didn't even say something as easy like, I'm not a doctor. You should go and check this with your doctor or obstetrician beforehand. Make sure that you are speaking to someone that knows your medical history and can talk to you and properly advise you on if these products are good or not. But no, not Meghan. Let me continue on with this because this is wild. Yeah, Meghan is a ding dong, okay? She totally is a ding dong. Tessie says, I think it's unfair that Catherine can make a potato sack wearable. Catherine is gorgeous. She truly is. And Sugar High Moly is the best. Am I? I'm not talking too fast, am I? I feel like the sugar's kicked in. I'm just just running through it. So let me show you here. So let me continue on. Listen to this part because this is what really got me. In any event, the First Amendment would bar a negligence claim against the series such as the one you threaten. Under the First Amendment, liability only results if a defendant has created a clear and present danger such that injury would in fact result from the defendant's action, which it totally did. What Meghan showed on the show, 100% is dangerous. They continue on by saying, there is nothing inherently dangerous about a mixture of salts, arnica oil, and essential oil. 100% there is. Diane should just take this stupid letter that they wrote and just rip it apart line by line and have like a sign. Like, this is crazy to me. Thus, because the recipe for the bath salts that allegedly caused your injuries does not constitute a clear and present danger to the public, you cannot pierce the First Amendment protections for speech by bringing a negligence claim against the entities you threaten. Finally, even assuming a negligence claim could be asserted, your letter fails to identify any legal basis to support such claim and in fact concedes that the approximate cause of your injuries was your health conditions, including diabetes. So basically, Meghan's saying, screw you, you have diabetes, it's your own fault, you should have known better. That's what she's saying. I don't care about you. You got hurt, I don't give a shit. I don't care. The use of Epsom salts is contraindicated for individuals with diabetes except on the advice of a physician. As your letter recognizes a duty of care requires a foreseeable injury, it was not foreseeable that you would disregard the instructions on Epsom salt packaging in an attempt to make your own bath salts. Number one, it's not the Epsom salts, okay? It was the stuff that Meghan told you to add into the Epsom salts, like the bath oils, like the essential oils. You can't just be putting straight essential oils onto your skin. You cannot do that. Even when I use essential oils, it gets mixed into a carrier cream and a very minute amount. It gets mixed into something. You don't put it directly onto your skin. You don't drop it into straight like bath salts with arnica oil, mix it together and say, here, throw it in your bathtub. Like, this is ridiculous. This woman can definitely get something, like if she makes a big enough stink and doesn't let these lawyers and Meghan using her title, because that's why Meghan has her lawyers use her title in these letters, in these legal letters, because she wants to amica cream, if you know, you know. Yeah. Because when Meghan uses her title, she wants to feel like she is scaring these people. I'm the Duchess of Sussex. I'm someone important. I'm connected to the royal family. That's why she's still using her titles, because she is still showing like, I'm connected to the royal family. And someone like Robin could be like, fuck, the royal family is really like, they are powerful. She's still connected with them. It's supposed to scare them. You guys are so messy in the chat. You guys are so messy in the chat. Maybe she's got a load of meat in there. Oh my God. You guys are so funny. Hudson and Saint says arnica oil is extremely strong and dangerous. Low key lavender too. Yeah. This reminds me of like the people who on some TikTok videos, they're mixing like all different kinds of cleaning solutions in their bathtubs or in their toilets. Like, don't do that. People don't realize that like those, when you mix too many chemicals, it can have adverse reactions. It can cause like some kind of gas that could make you pass out or something like that. It is wild that she is just going around running her mouth like that. And then on top of that, she wants to use the First Amendment, the same First Amendment that Harry called bonkers and doesn't know why Americans have such thing, right? She wants to use that for herself. Now let me get to this idiot Harry, because I got some errands I got to get going, and let's talk about this, because Prince Harry's African Parks. You guys remember African Parks? So African Parks Charity did an investigation. Remember, they did an investigation to find out. They have come out with the results of the investigations. And the results of the investigation is that Prince Harry's African Parks Charity has confirmed multiple abuses. Multiple abuses of the BACA people, multiple rapes of the BACA people, all the violence and everything that the BACA people were saying happened to them. Guess what? It's true. It's definitely true. And Harry, what Harry has done, let me tell you what Harry has done. Not only has he not, he hasn't acknowledged it at all. He basically pushed it over to someone else here, okay? Because that's what Harry does. He never takes accountability. He wants to be on the board. He wants to be a patron. He wants to be a CEO. He wants to be a chimpo, a chief impact officer. But yet, whenever there is a problem, Harry doesn't want to deal with it. But Anna here found this amazing tidbit. Let me show you. Let me show you here. So Harry was informed of the abuses of African Parks Rangers towards the BACA people. What did Harry do about it as their CEO? He deleted everything related to AP from Archewell's page, but he attended the gala in New York where he ate, drank, and posed for photos. And look, you see all these guys with the pins? These are all people who work for the Board of African Parks. It's very white, don't you think? And there is a reason why Dr. Sophie Chandauka is saying that Sentabale needs to be moved to Lesotho. It needs to be on the ground in Africa. Why? Because you don't have a bunch of white men and folks that are basically using, look at how bad this photo looks. Like, just looking at this photo, I feel like, oh, okay, look at all these white individuals want to exploit these African nations and pretend like they're helping them. What would these individuals know? When was this photo taken? This was taken, let me find it. Let me find it here. African Parks Gala. Let me see. September 24th, 2024. Back then. That's what it looks like. So long after he's known about wild typing. Sorry. I don't type that fast anymore. I've slowed down. Not to you know, blow my own horn here. Dr. Sophie Chandauka wants to take Sentabale down to, and she wants it in Africa. She wants it based in Lesotho, where the people down there actually know what's going on. Whereas African Parks, their offices are located in the UK. It's a bunch of white people and CEOs who are getting paid more than enough, that don't deserve it, who are just exploiting and claiming that they're helping these individuals. They're not helping. They're not doing anything. Not at all. Not at all. You can timestamp, Nicole, you are so messy. You can timestamp the photo from the stage of balding. You guys are hilarious. I love it. Those white individuals know how to capture minerals to harvest for. Yeah, that's the thing. They are, you would think that the backup people would be the best people who would know the most about their own land and how the weather and how like everything works there, their own ecosystem, how everything goes. Not a bunch of white individuals who are sitting in offices getting paid like a stupid amount, like 750,000 pounds. And what? The individuals who actually live there are getting hurt and abused. They are the ones who know their land better than anyone. I would put them in charge, but they're not. Instead, Harry and his buddies look like a bunch of what's the word I'm looking for? My brain is still kind of it's kind of it's kind of jet lagged, so I'm kind of trying to figure out. They look like a bunch of, what did they call those white individuals who used to I can't remember. You know what? I don't even know. My brain's completely farted, okay? I think I might need another sugar kick. That's what's going on. The sugar high is starting to drop down, and my brain is starting to be like, oh my God, what's going on? Susan says the woman is the token African woman. Colonizer. There we go. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, darling. Yeah, they totally look like a bunch of colonizers surrounding a Black African woman. And what is she getting out of this? Nothing. She's just being exploited. That's what's happening. That's definitely what's happening. It says, Jack Ben says, disgusting. He's like King Leopold of Belgium, who massacred the people of the Congo, in my opinion. Harry is just using and exploiting his charities that he is connected to. Did you guys see what he is doing with the Diana Awards? Let me pull it up for you here real quick. Oh, let's just take a left here for a second, because let me just share with you guys that this morning there was a beautiful rose that was announced by the Horticulture Society. The Royal Horticultural Society announced a new rose called Catherine's Rose, grown by Harkness Roses. The proceeds from this rose will support the Royal Marsden Cancer Charity, helping patients across the country live well and beyond cancer. So this is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous, right? And I had a subscriber message me, and they messaged me and they're like, I bet you Meghan Markle is going to pose in like with roses or something like that. And I put up the question. I said, place your bets. Meghan Markle will pose in a field of roses on Mother's Day. However, Harry's gray suit not too long ago dropped this because Meghan, of course, shared this clip of herself and a rose bouquet from her so-called vault. Of course, she has to do this because Catherine has roses and Meghan just has to find these ugly beige effing roses. Even her roses are beige. But this is pure stalker vibes. This is pure psycho stalker vibes. This woman is nuts. If like, I know she complains about her life being in danger. Let's be honest. It's actually Catherine who needs to be protected. And she didn't make this. This was delivered from somewhere, because we all see that Meghan Markle is not creative, right? We all see that Meghan Markle absolutely sucks. We saw that rainbow thing, right? The rainbow fruit platter that she had presented or was made for her on Netflix. Let me just say that. And then you see that waffle monstrosity green thing that she posted, right? So you can clearly tell that Meghan has absolutely no talent besides swallowing bananas. That's it. Many TRG did a great video on stalker behavior of, this has been since day one. Many YouTubers have been saying this from day one. And I think that Catherine should definitely have a restraining order, because this is psychotic. Yeah, just because Catherine got a new rose and it's been all about Catherine, she has to drop a video on Instagram or a photo saying, oh, look. Forget that. Forget it. She is truly a fixated person. Yeah, she is. This color is gorgeous, is it not? I need to get my hands on these so I can grow them in the garden. These are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But then again, so is Catherine, right? I mean, we can't deny that. Catherine is absolutely gorgeous. But anyways, what do Christine Feeney says, you need to do a video about stalking, please. She's obsessed with Catherine and William even more. I've done a couple of videos before, like in the early stages of the channel, but I will definitely make a new one just showing everything. And like, even when Meghan was in the royal family, I think I've pulled up photos. Let me see up on my X account here, because I have posted many photos of Meghan's gross stares and the way that she has been like staring at Catherine, the way she looks at her, and the way she looks and eye fucks William all the time. It is quite scary. Let me see if I can pull something up here. I see. Let's see. Have I posted something recently of Meghan staring at Catherine? Well, I've got one of her staring at Andrew. Ew, that was wild. Here, this one will always give me the creeps. I've got a couple right here. Let me show you. There's this one. There's this one right here, right? Where you catch her in the video just glaring. This is an evil person. This is the, like, Catherine, please go sage yourself. And a part of me sometimes wonder if Meghan Markle and the stress that she placed on Catherine and everything and the harassment did cause her cancer to explode in her body. Because could you imagine having to deal with that? Someone so close to proximity to you being so evil like that. Just look at the way she's constantly staring at her. Absolutely creepy. Look at this. I've got another one here. Where'd it go? Right here. Watch her right here. I've got footage. You see how she's staring at her again. Look at that. Look at that face, that scowl. Ugh. That causes nightmares. She's a very mean girl. Publishing, Catherine's private text, talking about her hormones, saying she has a baby brain, right? And you see all the things that Meghan Markle complains about, but yet look what she says about Catherine, right? In the TRG video, it was said that she always had to hug William. Yeah, well, you see that with everyone. You also see the many times that she would make passes or like look at William too. That was the whole reason why they were kicked out from living next door to them in Kensington Palace. The reason was because Meghan tried to make a move on William and he kicked them out. John, thank you, darling, says, Molly, didn't Meghan once say all we need is one plane crash and she'll be queen? She said that they're one plane crash away from the throne. Yeah. That's what it was claimed that she said. Yeah. But this is all of Meghan and Harry's failures just show you the type of people that they are. Because these like two big PR disasters that they're having right now could have easily be handled so easily. 100%. But no, they always got to make a mess of it. I should just show you the videos of like Meghan just constantly hugging other women's husbands and never the woman. I have shown pictures of Meghan being all over Harry's friend Nacho. Why do you need to constantly hug him? Here's one. This is just like Harry. This shows how much of a cuck Harry is because Nacho is Harry's friend, right? Look at Harry just standing here like the ginger bitch that he is while Meghan is going around hugging and kissing him. And not only once, she does it more than once. She was all hanging off of him too. Hold on. I think I have another one where she is just like grabbing onto him, but that's Meghan. She doesn't respect Harry because remember, she never married Harry because she loved him. She married Harry because he could give her the access. I mean, look, Harry missed all the red flags from day one. This was at the Invictus Games where she thought that, their first public outing should A, be at his charitable event, which shows you what kind of person she is from the beginning, and B, you show up in ripped jeans and you're walking with a royal prince? What the hell? But yeah, and don't forget Jake. Oh yes, we all know about Jake. I will, yeah, if you guys want a video, I'll make a video about all of the men Meghan has gone through. I will definitely show you all the men that Meghan likes. And the crazy thing to me is that Harry, like, you really missed all the signals. You really missed the fact that Meghan was selling your images to Backgrid since day one. How, like, you are a lot dumber than we all thought. And like I said at the beginning of this live, I will always give Meghan Markle credit for showing us the real Harry. Okay. Not the palace manufactured pretend Harry, not the fake lucky, happy go lucky Harry, nothing like that. But yeah, these are two losers who definitely deserve each other, who just go from one issue, one disaster to another disaster. That's for sure. But my darlings, I got to get going here. Thank you all so much for the super chats and super stickers. I appreciate you guys so much. I love that. I missed you guys so much too. Let me just be honest. And I think my sugar high is just about to run out. Which was perfect. I don't know. Maybe I should eat a little bit more of sugar every time before my lives because this was fun. Meghan says William hits on her. Well, remember, you know why David Foster and Catherine McVie aren't hanging out with Harry and Meghan. Remember, Harry claimed that that David Foster was now his new father and has replaced Charles. Harry, he's my second dad. Grown ass man saying it was a second dad. Harry and Meghan stopped hanging out with those two because Meghan Markle started making moves on David Foster and claimed that Catherine was jealous of her. And Harry thought it was funny. That's why they stopped hanging out together. That's why afterwards, when they did hang out at the polo field, only Harry was there and no Meghan. She wasn't allowed to be there. But that's what it was. And I will save all that for the video and just give you guys a full rundown of Meghan's trollop adventures and, well, everything else in between. I think we all might need a good shot of penicillin afterwards. Anyways, my darlings, I love you all so much and I missed you all so much. I'm so glad to be back here and chit-chatting with you all. I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you, mods. Thank you. Oh, and yeah, thank you, Katie, for reminding me. Happy Mother's Day weekend to all of the mothers, grandmothers, the single mothers, all of the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day, okay? If I don't see you guys on the weekend. But I'll catch you guys later. Toodaloo.